Trickling down, chandeliers, extravagance all around. Hypnosis as you move in your gown. I give everything to have you here unannounced. See how that sounds like love for now. Enjoy the way you look.
Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I just want to test out the Real Techniques blending sponge. Now I got this from TK Maxx with 3 Real Techniques base sponge. It's a miracle complexion sponge and it's the orange one. So this is the one that I've got packaged up, so that's my new one. So just wanted to show you, what the new one looks like. So there we go. So here's my old one, which I've wetted and prepared, ready to use. Actually, I'm pretty sure that is smaller than the one I've got. I'm sure mine's bigger, but anyway, never mind. So I'm just going to apply the W7 HD foundation, high def foundation, which was, quite cheap and cheerful. So I'm going to apply that, and I'm going to test out this lovely little orange sponge. I have used it before, but I'm just going to do a video on it and just let you guys know, what it's like to use. On first impressions, it's very squidgy, it's very just lovely, it's soft compared to some of the other sponges that I have. Some of the other sponges that I have, that is W7 sponge, and it's quite hard. It's a lot harder, and I don't think it blends as well. I have used it before, though it's, you can't tell I've used it, but I have actually tried it out. It's quite hard, it's quite stiff, whereas this one, you squeeze it and it's so squidgy, which makes it just easier. I think it just applies the makeup a lot easier on the Real Techniques one than this, quite hard. This one also is similar, it's quite hard as well. This is a Superdrugs one for £1. I think it's like a beginner's makeup sponge, really, to be honest with you, but I thought, well, for £1 it's worth trying out. Again, it's quite hard, doesn't blend very easily compared to the one that I've used here. Then I have my Nancy I bought again from TK Maxx. I think they were £2.99 as well. I've got 2, here you go. And again, they're not as squidgy. They just don't feel as, that's just so much softer, and I think it holds the moisture in for longer, because when you wet your sponge you need it to stay damp for quite a long time. This is an arty sponge I got from the range, sometimes my speech doesn't sound right, but anyway, the range that I bought this for, and it's actually not latex free, but I still use it sometimes, and it's actually not too bad. But again, it's a little bit stiff, it's a little bit similar, very similar to the W7 pink blending sponge. And then I just have the cheap ones like these that you just get absolutely loads for like £1, and the triangular ones, so I have quite a few. This black one this is Revolution, it came in a set with brushes, kind of just came with it with the brushes, and I wanted the brushes. I haven't tried that yet. I think I have tried it once, yeah. To be honest, it's a little bit softer than this one, but my favourite one is the Real Techniques one. I do hope you can see me. Right, so the sponge is wet, as I've said, and I put the foundation all over. Obviously tied my hair up so I can reach everything. I've done the forehead. I've just done my forehead with just my hands and spread the mascara foundation out. So now I'm going to use the flat side of the sponge, and I'm just going to quickly blend that out and talk through with you. Try not to talk with sponge in my mouth. Talk through with you what it's like to use. I just find it really soft on the face. I find it more flexible than, say, the harder ones that I told you about that aren't as soft. And I just find this blends nicer, it gives you more of an airbrushed finish, it gives you a smoother finish. It spreads the foundation out very nicely. It doesn't pick up too much product, as you can see. There's hardly any product on there at all, so it's not with some of the other sponges like that one. I mean, I know that's not a proper makeup sponge, it's an art sponge, but say that one, you can see how filthy that is. It's just picked up so much of the product and you're losing most of it. Even that one, the Nancy one. And I'm just finding the Real Technique ones, it just feels nice, and I think the fact that it really feels nice on your skin makes you want to use it more. It makes you want to use the sponge. Whereas with the others, I don't reach for them as often. I don't like using them as much because they're just not soft. They don't feel as nice, and I don't think they blend as nicely. I really don't. I do think this. I know people rave about Real Techniques and all that, and I've kind of thought, is it really worth all the fuss that they make about it? And I'm not going to pay $15.99 or whatever it is, £16 nearly, for the beauty blender. I'm just not the kind of person to pay that kind of money. But for, you know, £3.99, £4, and a sponge that's going to last you, you know, like a year, if you look after it well and you clean it well. What I do is I do clean them after every use. Some people don't, but I just want to be careful not to pick up any bacteria in there at all. I don't want to leave anything in there bacteria wise, so I always wash it with warm water and a little bit of what I just use to wash my hands with, like just normal liquid soap. I put a dab of that on and I massage the soap through the whole sponge, and then I leave it to dry. And I have a little egg cup here that I leave my thing to dry in there, because it's just nice. It just holds it up, you know, nicely, and yeah, it's just a nice little egg cup to put your sponge into. And with the corner one, obviously with the pointy corner, you can get into your eye, not into your eye, but into the corner of your eyes. So yeah, that's it for now, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's given you some insight into all the different sponges you can get and which are the best ones to use. By the way, some of these triangle ones I find rubbish, like this one isn't very good, but I do have some good ones, and I'm going to maybe tell you the good ones from the bad ones, because there are some triangular ones that I, you know, like the ones that are £1 and you get loads of them. Some of them are good, and some of them I think are just not very good, so maybe that's another video. You can of course roll this, but I just find it quicker if you've got the time. Then yeah, spend the time to kind of, you know, roll it out or whatever. But if you haven't, then I just do this. Say if it's in the morning, I'm going to work, and you know, I don't really want to spend too much time getting ready, then I just, yeah, I dab it rather than roll it. So there you go. I hope that's given you some insight into the lovely Real Techniques sponge. What is it called again? It is called the Miracle Complexion Sponge. Yeah, that's what it's called. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
Trickling down, chandeliers, extravagance all around. Hypnosis as you move in your gown. I give everything to have you.